Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to, I believe, the second episode of Madden 24 of the OG. Um, this is a very impromptu episode of the OG. Not expected to be a quick, basically like an emergency press conference, but for this occasion, it had to be done. So, without further ado, we are welcoming back to our league a fellow member, a real OG, the realest of the OGs, former Super Bowl champion, my biggest rival in the history of the AGS. Mr. Gom is back, taking over, unfortunately Flaps, Buffalo Bills. Welcome back, Gom. Show yourself, show yourself. There he is. Oh no, he's in the fire. He's in the fire.
Wow. Greetings.
Welcome back, buddy. How was your sabbatical? Your Aaron Rodgers sabbatical? You've been in a cave, I guess, for the last couple months.
Yep, it's been an interesting sabbatical. It's sort of like now we're sort of in a sab, like it's not the whole sabbatical, but still a little bit of one. So, unfortunately, I'm not going to be the all out there one that I was, but I think I can get enough in
just
here.
Just a little bit of Gom is all the AGS needs. AGS is a little bit. AGS and the Madden PC community is on edge, so we need one of our leaders back.
Yeah,
A lot of issues with the gameplay, a lot of issues with the lag input. The game decided to not use most people's graphic card like myself, Jake, bunch of us have spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars and it's still not working on Madden. Oh,
anyways. Yeah, I did test it out today, and
I mean,
it's showing that using GPU and CPU together, it's not. But we'll see what it's like when it's online. So.
Yeah, well, if it's showing that, that should be better news than most of us have. I can't stream. I can't stream at all. Which my stream was starting to suck anyways. I need a new PC anyway, but it's still well beyond good enough to be able to play this game and stream. Like, it's really stupid.
Yeah.
But anyways, I am excited to have you back, and I know the league will be excited to have you back. Do you even know who's going to be in your division?
I have no idea who's in my division. All I know is that I had to make sure I waited to not come back and take a team that was in the division of German Brock, because it seemed like that was the only division that people were leaving. And
well, it wasn't because of us. I don't even think we ever played those guys.
Yeah,
it was just an unfortunate situation. But you'll be with your boy Tyrant.
Oh, that's good. Me and Tyrant always had fun.
Yeah. Now I'm suddenly in the dark. That's the battle when you've got sunlight blazing in here at 4:00 in the afternoon. You'll be with Joe Daddy.
Again? Okay. So this is basically like my 2022 division
and,
so far.
And you'll be with Intel and the Patriots.
Okay. See, I've never actually been in Intel's division, but
yeah.
I was with my last division was Joe and Greatness and Soup. And then before that was Tyrant. So darn, I'm not with Soup again. Darn.
But I will say the AFC, if you haven't heard, is stupid loaded. And now we added. So Pax just joined last week. So Pax is back.
Yep. He's in the Germ division.
He's in my division. Me and Brock. And I say me and Brock. Well, now this Jim fella who took over the Texans, he might be better than all of us.
Well, there you go.
So. He's more seasoned at the game and next gen than the other three of us. So
we're thinking Jim is his. Are we thinking Jim is his original Discord name?
I don't know. You think it's another? You think it's my other name? Jim, German Jim.
There's a lot of J's out there.
There is a lot of J's. It is very unfortunate, though, that we're losing Flap. So, shout out to Flap. Hopefully, Flap can come back in at some point. I know he's just aggravated, spent money on the game, and then it's still not working. And very unfortunate. Flap is one of our best coaches we've ever had, one of the best members of our community. So, hopefully, we can get Flap back.
Well, and you know what? Flap, I always loved Flap, and he's one of the OGs as well. I feel. Yeah. And if he didn't start right at the beginning, I feel like he's one of the OGs. And if he decides in a week, or what have I done, I want to come back, dude, I'm holding this team for you.
There you go.
I'm not like, no, my Bills now. Like, part of the reason I took over this team is because
Maybe y'all can co-own the Bills.
Well, I was like, Flap
Take
stepping
turns.
away. Love Flap. I'm not going to be as heavily invested, unfortunately, with my situation right now. I don't really have as much time, but I can take it over and make sure nobody else takes these Bills away, so that if Flap comes back, that he's going to have to take some weaker team, because
I'm sure Flap will appreciate that.
I think, yeah, and I don't mind dropping it for Flap if it comes back, because, like I said, at least right now, not a heck of a lot of time, so
right,
not enough time to see what I can do. I'm glad Brock is our new admin. Thrilled about that.
Brock has been a fantastic addition, which we knew he would be, and then now we've got a Fedo back. So Fedo's back, you're back, the gang's back together. Smithy joked that we were firing Brock and bringing you back in.
No, I will not be a yellow.
I'm not even putting that pressure on you.
No, because I'm lucky if I have the time to play my games, much less do any admin stuff. I can obviously be a consultant when the admins like lose their mind because there's no Canadian voice of reason, because we know MHC isn't really a Canadian voice of reason. So that's basically it. So, but I'm thrilled to be back. Like I said, if me and Germ didn't live on basically opposite ends of North America, we would have run together and leapt into each other's arms in bliss.
It's true. It's true. You did send me that GIF, and it was a beautiful GIF. I was touched. But I'm happy that you got the GOM signal, and you are coming back to us.
Yeah, I just it seemed a decent enough time, and
to get Josh Allen. That's what you were waiting on.
Well,
this is all ruse.
I think the type of teams I like, and the Bills doesn't really kind of, even though it's funny that you'd think that the Bills wouldn't necessarily align with the type of game I play, but they really don't. Like,
are you going to turn the Bills into a rebuild like you did the Browns?
I'm not going to do any moves, any major moves. No, I don't. Well, like if I knew it was my team long term, I would probably trade Josh Allen just to tweak it a little bit. But since I'm kind of, I would really love for Flap to come back, and I don't want to like decimate his team and say, here's your Bills. They look exactly the same as when you left, except, there's absolutely no talent left.
Josh Allen is now a defensive tackle and fast linebacker.
So, yeah, I mean, I may make a move here or there, but I don't know if I'll do anything crazy. And I literally installed the game today, so I didn't even have any idea of how this thing played.
Oh. And we all got off to a rough start, I think. And I'll tell you right now, Jake is 2-5.
Yeah.
I think Jake's 2-5. Pax is 1-6. But he just got the one.
yeah. I'm definitely hoping that the Pax's connection is a nice faster one, because at least for me, last time when he was in Egypt, and me and West Coast were basically on opposite ends of the world, and it was always like, I know you guys say there's delays for some computers all the time now, but I basically, when I played PAX, that was what it was, especially if we're in the same conference now. Not that we're ever going to be making the playoffs. I'll be pretty lucky, I think, if I can actually. I don't know. I heard the game was a little bit different though. So I remember someone, it might have even been Flap saying, I think I saw it when I popped into Discord from time to time. I thought I saw one message where he was like, GOM, this new game is perfect for GOM. He'd be doing so well in this, and we'll see. I mean, and I haven't done online play yet. In the normal practice mode, it a little bit really doesn't seem staggeringly different, but
it just takes a little getting used to with the passing angles, the arch you put on the passes, all that good stuff. Yeah. But this will be a very quick OG. Condensed. Maybe in a week or so we can have a longer OG. I still have the top 100 stuff that I have not gotten out, and it's going to look way different now because we've actually seen some of these guys. So I still haven't released that, even though I have the list. Maybe I'll just put the list out there.
Yeah. All I know is that this, for everyone watching, this will probably be the last time you ever see light behind Germ.
That's true. I'm never doing this in the daytime again.
But you might have to because especially for my schedule, like if we were going to
it'll start getting dark like 5 o'clock or something.
That's true. That's true. Because like
Big
unfortunately,
time changes
good.
in a couple weeks.
Me and Jeremy used to have these nice little availabilities. Being West Coast and him being a complete night owl that stayed up till 2 a.m. We'd have
Yeah,
these
it's actually changed
great
lately though because
great availability
I'm on a
windows.
7:30 to 4 shift right now. It's my first time ever getting off 4 o'clock.
So there you go.
It's very
So
temporary.
so it may align.
Yeah.
But
Anyways, so I did send out the form yesterday. This was before I even talked to you.
there's all brand new
I was
people.
going to do an OG. I was just going to get somebody, and we were going to throw an OG together one night. But I did get some questions. But until then, before that, let me share my screen here, and so everybody should be able to see. Oh, that looks kind of small, but oh well, they can figure it out. Let me just go through the standings here with Gom here, because I'm basically introducing Gom to a brand new world.
Brand new world.
Okay, so here's a shock, Gum. You ready for the biggest shock you're going to see? Soup's Ravens are undefeated and leading the league.
This is not a shock to me.
There's your shocking news. The guy, I think nobody complained more. There's the kids.
Still
now we're
here.
back. Now we're back.
He's still here.
I don't think anybody complained more.
I am back, baby.
Yes. Nobody complained more in the like when we were just doing head-to-head battles before we got started than Flap, or not the Flap, than Soup, and here he is, 7-0. So.
Yeah, well, I definitely did hear that with the it's easier to not get to scramble now. That it doesn't surprise me that Soup's Ravens are in first place.
Yeah, the scrambling is a lot easier to take off. It's kind of like everybody has what was it called? The escape artist. I mean, it's not to that level that the original but everybody can get out of there pretty quick. If you got a quarterback with at least like 84 speed, like Trevor Lawrence can get away pretty quick.
Yeah.
Anyways, this was supposed to be the division of death when we first started. Soup 7-0, Maloney's 3-3 with the Browns. I think he's had a couple. He was like 3-1, I think, and he's had a couple sims here because he's gone right now. This is Jake with the Steelers 2-5. I'll tell you about mine and Jake's game we just had last night to let you know about how the gameplay can be sometimes. I beat Jake last night in overtime, 62-59.
All right, I'm not coming back. I changed my mind.
It was a bit of a one-off. But there's going to be I don't know what it is. There's some games where the defense just doesn't play. Like I've had me and Brock had a game. It was a low-scoring game, like a few weeks before that, and for whatever reason, so Najee Harris had 18 carries and broke the rushing record, like 320 yards. But I think I may have figured. I hope I figured it out. So I've given up 3. We've played 7 weeks. I've given up a 200-yard rusher 3 times. And I think it's because my base defense screws everything up. Because there are holes every single time. And in the fourth quarter of that game, I changed from base to default. And I actually started stopping the run. So that may have been a small sample size, but...
It doesn't surprise me. Every year they seem to have made base defense worse and worse. I remember two Maddens ago, it was beautiful. Because nobody was you can't practice against base defense, right?
I just got so used to doing base and then manually aligning my corners, even though it's obvious when I'm man to man. I don't care. I will let you know, hey, I'm man to man, beat me. But it's better as long as I know my right corner is on the right. That's all I care about.
So can you actually better align this Madden, or is it just like last one where you just have to hope for the best that you're going to get the right guy?
Well, whenever I was doing the base and then aligning it was lining up how I wanted it to. But so I don't really know about the default because I only did it the fourth quarter of that game. So maybe. And then this is kind of the biggest shock to me. McGee, the Bengals. McGee did so well last year with the Chiefs. I thought he was going to come out guns a blazing. I actually thought he might be a threat to win the division, and he has really struggled. He's 1-5.
Well, I imagine that to me, if it's anything like next gen that we obviously tried out last year, that the defensive, the offense probably isn't. There's going to be a little bit of changes because I remember the routes ran a little differently. But from what I understand, the defense really, I think it's if you can't be that nice little roam the field, speedy linebacker like you used to be, that's going to be, I think, the biggest shift because manual defense was always the difference maker. You could be great at offense, but if you couldn't stop defense, it doesn't matter. And so I think, I don't know, we'll see. I don't know if McGee, that was the thing. McGee was like really good at roaming the middle. Like, what's the point differential? Is he getting like destroyed like with no defense, or only 176? So
second least in the division.
Like Steelers, woo! Steelers 243.
The last 2 games. He had 2 overtime shootouts yesterday, both yesterday.
Yeah.
So 100 of those points were yesterday.
Oh yeah, well there you go. But I don't know, how does it feel like user defending? Because that's what I heard was going to be the big difference, is that you can't just roam as a linebacker and cover
can't
like
roam.
3/4 of the field.
If you even hesitate the wrong way, you're dead. You're dead in the water, which is good. People just got used to it. You can't, like, a lot of the thing that hurts me the most. I use nickel corner probably more than just about anybody, and I would like fake the blitz, or I would come inside and then go outside. Like I would let them think that they were open, and then I'd go pick it off. I do that now, and I miss it by 10 yards. Like, I'm not even close to getting the interception or anything.
You got to decide, no more feigning it.
Yeah. So like, you've got
once you start sprinting one way, you better keep sprinting.
See the ball, you go to the ball. Like,
which is really good.
I can't tackle in the open field at all. I don't know. There's a lot of cool things I like, and I like most of those things. I just I'm just not good at defending right now at all.
I'm sure I won't be either. Even though, like, hopefully me being go back to my old safety ways might actually help. So we'll see.
Yeah. Anyways, let's go through a couple of these divisions real quick here. Only got about 20 minutes or so, and I got to head out. So in the AFC South, I'm 5-3 right now. One of those wins is a sim win though, so really 4 user wins, 3 user losses. Me and Brock split our head to head. I lost to Dice in a game that Kamara ran for 200 yards, just right up the middle, couldn't do anything. And my other loss, who was my other loss?
Not very memorable.
First or second, I started 0-2, so it was week 1 or 2. All right, anyways, I'll get back to it. So this is Jim, the new guy, 3-3. He's very good though. I think he beat Brock, and I don't know, he's very good. Then Brock is 3-5. I think a couple of those losses might be sims, but he's not really playing. He's playing the long game. He's doing what the great Gom and Affetto did last year. Him and Jake are this year's Gom and Affetto. With the first year, kind of just going through the motions, building up their team for next year.
Well, I don't know. It wouldn't make too much sense for Brock. It's not like he's going off Richardson anytime soon. I got to figure that he's going to be there for the long term.
Yeah, and then there's Pax's Titans. I think he's played 2 games. I know he won last night against Mustang, and he came back to win that one. It was a low scoring game. I thought he played a game before that. Maybe he lost. I can't remember now. But yeah. But he's going all in. He's made 2 trades. He traded for I think Cam Hayward, and who was the other? He just got a superstar. Where is completed trade? It's Rashawn Gary. He got Rashawn Gary for a first-round pick from the Packers. So he's got Cam Hayward and Rashawn Gary in the last 48 hours. So he's still going all in, even though
I assume pass rush is still like as broken as it always, or as
at times
as it's been. Especially when I've seen some of the trades, like a lot of smart coaches trading first-round picks.
I think it might be a smidge better, but
okay.
And the best thing though is they've got rid of the fall forward crap. So you've got tons of defensive tackles and regular defensive ends getting like legit tackles for loss now.
Sweet.
So that is a big thing. The AFC East, this is where you will be. So you're 3-5, but you're 2.5 games behind Tyrant's Jets. He's 4-2. Dolphins are struggling mightily. Poor Joe Daddy, 1-6, and Intel is 0-7. I think he's had a couple of sim losses. He's been gone. So still winnable division if you get hot quick.
No first round pick for me.
You don't have a first round pick?
Well, I mean, no. I didn't. No high first round pick for me.
No. Could be.
But hey, I've got a quarterback. This will be the first time I've actually had like a theoretically
Yeah,
top
that's
quarterback
how I am.
since
It's the
I
first
had the
time I've
Chiefs,
ever
right?
started with a good quarterback.
Yeah. Like, I mean, and if hopefully Josh Allen is still not broke, or remember those first Maddens, la- not last year, but 2 years before that, where Josh Allen was supposed to be good, but
Mm-hmm.
Madden made him like so awful that you just couldn't deal with it. I'm
Yeah.
hoping he's like last year's version of it.
Yep. AFC West. So Dark has been one of the best players. He's the Chiefs. Dark's been on fire to start. He
Yeah,
actually
he
got
got
his first loss last night. He lost to Cody's Broncos. So Cody's actually really good with next gen with the Broncos. He's been
nice
killing it. So he's one of the people that went from
0 to hero.
average last year. I think he may have made the playoffs one time in the couple of years he was with us, if that. I can't remember. But yeah, now he's really good. So he's a really good next gen player.
Nice.
And then this right here is Go Blue, who joined. He's played every week. He joined over the summer. He was actually in it from the get go, and he's been on fire right off the bat.
Look at these new talented people. All
Well,
that
he
start with
came
Go.
from PS5, so he had a little bit of a head start on us.
Okay,
But
because isn't it
he's been very good.
nice?
And then Smithy 2-4 with the Chargers.
Yeah.
Oh, and guess who Smithy won in our FA Lotto? You'll be so proud.
Shorty.
Won Anthony Schwartz.
Now he's supposed to trade him to me for like something, right?
Yep.
That's what I read.
Hey, trade deadline. Well, technically,
Yeah.
trade deadline's right now, but we were late doing the re-sign stuff. We just now started allowing re-signs, but I think we're going to extend that to probably week 10.
Well, no, if it's Smithy, he'd want 2 first-round picks for
That's
him
true.
anyway. So
That's true.
not much I can do there.
Over to the NFC side, you got Synax 3-3. He got beat last night. Who beat him last night? I don't know. He lost last night, so he's 3-3. This is a struggling division. Vikings Samwow 3-4. The Lions is Jarrett at 2-6, and the Bears is Parker. Now Parker busted my ass. I played. So you know how me and you were usually the ones that would play head to head when the game came out. So this year when it came out, Parker and I played. I think he beat me 4 games in a row, 3 or 4 games in a row, and it just kept getting worse each game. So he was so much better than me out the gate than I was. But
I guess he wasn't using the Bears.
no, he was.
Oh,
he was.
there you go.
He's had a lot of lag issues. So like most of these losses, he ended up like lose connection or just get murdered because he couldn't do anything. But I think he's got those issues fixed now. But I expect Parker to be one of the better players in the NFC once he gets going.
Yeah,
if he gets
that
his
makes sense.
stuff fixed. But yeah. NFC South, we've got Dice with the Saints. Kamara running for like 200 yards every game. I think he's got 2 cooldowns already.
Yeah.
Don't really understand it, but Dice is killing it right now. And this is G with the Bucks, 5-2. So
Happy G.
that's a couple guys that struggled a little bit last year. Dice was all right, but G's turned around, one of the better players. The Panthers is now a Feto. Was pink until he continued to never be able to not break rules. He loves breaking rules, so that turned into a Feto. So, and the Falcons is Mustang 3-5. Mustang's had some struggles with the game himself, been a little bit aggravated, but so far he's still here, and that's all that matters. We love our Mustang. We want our Mustang to stay running. In the NFC East, our other undefeated team, we've Woe with his Giants. Somehow, Woe is a Giants fan, and the Giants fell all the way to him at like 28.
Well, that was helpful.
So it was like perfect scenario for him. Get your favorite team at 28.
Yep. I'm assuming that it's all Saquon help doing the job.
Yeah,
like
Saquon was the first few games. I haven't checked the stats. First few games, Saquon was getting like 10, 11 catches per game.
Yep.
But yeah, Woe's killing it. Woe's the class of the NFC right now. And then Eagles, Skittles. Skittles has been doing good in every league with next gen. So he's like in next gen, and the Eagles are just stacked anyways.
Well, that's the thing, right? But yeah, Skittles happy with his Eagles.
Yeah, first year when you have a loaded roster like that, when none of the other rosters are loaded, you've got a big advantage right out the gate. MHC is the Cowboys. He is 3-4, and the Commanders is Trigger, also 3-4, or as MHC calls him, Trigger. MHC goes hard R on the trigger.
Well, that's when you're that close to Quebec,
In the NFC West, there's another one, and this is Codfish. He's 6-2. Codfish started out last year red hot. Remember when he temporarily took over for I think Seymour, and then he took over another team. But he came out the gates firing last year, and then he kind of came back down to earth a little bit. But right now, he's a beast. He actually lost yesterday in the first overtime game to Jake. He had 2 kick returns for touchdowns. That's another thing. Kick returns for touchdowns are a thing now.
Cool.
Kick returns, punt returns. I even blocked a PAT the other day. So there's some blocked field goals again.
Not just the animation, but actual legit.
No, that one was an animation. However,
okay.
Brock blocked my field goal, I think in our first game, with a defensive lineman that he wasn't even using. They just came right through and blocked it. I was like, oh, that's new. Wow. I hadn't seen that before.
It's nice. It should happen from time to time.
Yep. 49ers, Koopa, he's been doing very good with them. I think he's had a sim loss, maybe 1 or 2, because he's gone right now. And Seahawks is VBank. VBank just bought a $2,000 PC, so I think he was 0-3. Now he's getting going with the now that he spent a couple grand on Madden.
The Koopa and VBank have to keep our 49er Seahawk rivalry alive.
That's true. Okay.
I believe in you
school
guys.
Rivalry. And then Cardinals is Leak at 2-5. One of those wins is a sim. The other one, who did he beat? I know he's probably already typing it out. Who did he just beat? I'll go find out since this is the last of our.
Well, yeah, he's not going to be getting that 1.1 if he keeps getting these sim wins. What's going on with that Leak? You got to ask for the sim loss. See how that goes.
You get the sim win over Koopa. And then he beat McGee. 20-3.
They'll be interested to see halfway through the season how many people are actually.
It should have been 17-3, but Leak decided to kick a field goal when the clock was running out and got himself a warning and discipline.
Well, you got to get that kicker devved. Right?
That's true.
That's
no reason to kick it. 20 seconds left, clock running, he kicks field goal. But anyways, you live and learn.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think there are certain. I don't know if it's the same as in this Madden. And all of my comments are going to basically be based on assuming things are almost the same as they were last Madden. But I remember that there was certain, if you won by 3 scores, that certain players would get more morale.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And there is a minicamp or a training every week. You can get up to, I think, 800 XP. If you go 700, 800. I think it's like 800, 500, 250, I think. But yeah, so there's those extra XP points you get. And the funny thing is, it don't show up in the, how you can check the progression history? Mm-hmm. And it shows your XP that you get every week for training and all that. It doesn't show up in there. So I was like, are we just wasting our time? Is this even counting? So I had actually calculated out the other day to see if I was wasting my time. Yeah. And it does calculate it in. It just does it in the background. It doesn't show up for whatever reason.
Interesting.
Anyway, so if you go to training and you notice that it does matter.
It matters.
Anyways, real quick. So here's your schedule coming up. You've got McGee with the Bengals. So you're 3-5 right now. You get McGee, then you get Cody, who I told you is doing really good with the Broncos. Tyrant is doing good with the Jets, and you get the Eagles doing good. Skittles. You get Darkman, you get MHC, you get Smithy, you get Intel, and you get Joe Daddy. That's your schedule the rest of the way. There's tough ones in there, but nothing you haven't handled before.
We have no idea what I'm going to be like, though.
That's true. Yeah, it's going to take you it's going to take you a couple very aggravating games, and you're going to be mad. But
I can imagine it.
Yeah.
I can imagine it. And like I said, this team is nothing like I'm used to, at least at a glance.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's got Stephon Diggs and it's got a lot of slow players. Like apparently a lot of great players, but a lot of slow players. And I'm not used to that.
Have you looked at the roster?
Not in here, so I don't know if Flaps made any changes, but on the base bills.
Yeah. Let's just take a glance at them real quick, and then we'll look at
Let's
the
take a
stats
glance at
here.
it
So
so
your
we can all
quarterback situation,
all right.
can't trade him.
Decent quarterback
$79 million.
situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's solid. You got
James Cook's there.
awesome
All right.
James Cook, 93 speed, 94 excel,
Yep. No
93
complaints
change
there.
of direction. Stud.
Oh,
Your
so
wide
he got it. He
receiver.
got an extra speed off of the base set. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, and 93 is our new threshold. So instead of 90 last year, we changed it back to 93, which is what it was 2 years ago. So if you get a +1 speed at 93, it turns into 2 points instead
Down
of
it
3.
goes.
Um,
Diggs will be good.
Still got Diggs the monster. I can't really trade him though with that $63 million penalty.
Crunch.
Yep. So you don't have your super fast guy.
Not yet.
Not yet. Well, I'll give you 24 hours.
Well, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be next season.
Yeah, probably.
That would be my
Yeah, but you
guess.
get a couple solids, and then you do need a number 3. These other guys aren't great.
It's true.
Tight end, you get the rookie Dalton Kincaid, 86 speed, 90 excel, and Knox really ain't bad either, but I think you'd probably want to just go with Kincaid.
Yeah, maybe Knox will be the one who someone wants for.
I mean, really, Knox is pretty solid. You got to eat that penalty, but
yeah,
87 speed, he's up to 88 catch, but there's a little points there.
I don't think Flap would be
catching.
upset with me if I traded Knox away. He doesn't need to have both these guys.
No. Your O-line, he's hurt right now, it looks like.
No, I
There's
don't.
a couple young. Well, he's young and pretty good.
I'm trying to figure out why the Bills are rated so high. It must just be Josh Allen just skewing the numbers because, like, when I looked at this, I'm like,
Well,
this
you got
doesn't
Allen
look like that
Diggs.
stacked of a team, right? So
Russo's sweet and only 23. I think he may have broke my top 100, or he was like right outside of it. There's
Good old
Von Miller,
Von.
but unfortunately you can't get rid of him with that penalty, so you're just riding him
well,
out.
wait until he
Retirement.
dies. Yep.
Yeah. Ed Oliver's very solid. Stuck with him too. Looks
Injured
like he's hurt
too.
though. Yep.
That's
And
why
injuries.
Flap-
We don't have to worry about you rolling
I
the
know.
stupid thing.
Well, I don't. You don't have to worry about me doing anything, but
That's what I'm just saying.
but now you don't have to worry about anyone else on the other end is having to figure out how to do it.
Right. Linebackers are not good.
Yeah, where is this like high Bills rating coming from? Like, really?
Well, Milano's good. You got Von Miller, so Von Miller boosted up some.
Yeah, it's
Davius White, sweet, and you got good safety still. Elam is one of the. I think he may have made the top 100.
Yeah, he looks decent.
22 years old, 78 overall, 93 speed.
Yeah.
He had good press, 82 press. It's very good for a 22-year-old. Micah Hyde, solid for an old man. You don't have your fast user safety though.
These guys, yeah. See, that's the thing with this Bills team. Like, look at 32-year-old safeties. Like, they're gonna.
Yeah, they're a little old.
This
you
is
have every draft pick and a couple extra 6.
Sweet.
Anyways,
so yeah, an average team, more or less.
Let me quickly bring up these questions. Let me go to stats too.
Questions.
Try to answer a couple of these.
Are we gonna look at how great this Jaguar team is?
Not that great. Not that great. So look at Dark with 21 touchdowns and only 3 picks.
Yeah, Mahomes is probably. I'm assuming Mahomes is broken in the game again.
Yeah, he's very sweet. Well, apparently they had to fix him because him and Russell Wilson were able to scramble and throw down the field with 0 penalties ever, and they actually had to nerf that. That was in the last update yesterday, I think.
Yeah, and of course Matt Corral is broken as he always is.
Yeah,
too.
so this shows you how good the new Raiders guy is. 28 touchdowns, 8 picks with Matt Corral.
This is why I leak traded for Matt Corral last year because
this is what he foresaw.
This potential. Yeah.
Yeah, there's the stats, and there's so many dropped. We have to raise interceptions. Interceptions is insane, other than Joe Daddy and a couple of these guys. But dude, I'm telling you, I drop 7 or 8 interceptions every game.
What's the
Right
interception at? Did you drop it down to like 20 or 30?
It's down. I think it's like 27 right now. But I mean, that's basically what it used to be. I think it used to be even lower. But
Probably have to.
I'm
I
not
would put it
kidding.
30.
In
Put it
my
30.
game against Jake last night, Jake even like I messaged him. Like I never message anybody in game.
Yeah.
I had like 3 or 4 pick sixes. I had 2 picks in the end zone. Um, he threw what would have been a game-ending interception with like 10 seconds left. There was like at least 8 or 9 clearly dropped interceptions. It was crazy.
Well, sorry to people. I don't have the admin power to
I don't either.
outvote them this time.
I have no powers anymore.
Yeah, you're at the whims of
Anyways, these two are thanks to me. Both of these two ran for over 200 yards against me, and then I have the third guy. So I'm responsible for the top 3 guys. And I tried to trade for the 4th guy. He wouldn't trade me Jacobs. I offered him first round pick. Jacobs is a stud this year.
Did they actually give Jacobs some speed this year, or is he still like the 86, 87?
No, he's like 90 speed now, and
nice.
He's got crazy broken abilities.
No, I can imagine.
Yeah, so 91 speed.
Woo. And
then he's got Wrecking Ball.
Oh, man.
Backfield Master, Evasive.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he's loaded. Receiving leaders, we got Mike Evans at the top, Jalen Waddle. I have Calvin Ridley. Nobody will trade me and get Calvin Ridley.
Good to see the speed cheese is gone because it doesn't look like there's.
Nah, Josh Downs is not fast. I think he's like 90 speed rookie, and he's 4th. Cal Pitts, of course. Yep. And then you can see Leak's sacks. Leak with 11 sacks. But look at me. Yep. Josh Allen with 9.5 sacks. Non-user.
I mean, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And look at all the tackles for loss. Look at all these tackles for loss. Somebody said something about they might be counting in tackles for loss and sacks together, but I don't think that's true. Might be though.
I doubt it. It might just be the fact that now they're actually.
I mean, it is weird though that he's
not falling forward anymore, but that does seem like a hefty little amount.
Yeah.
For 7 games, depends, I guess.
Another thing that's super low is the deflection counter. Like dropped interceptions don't count as deflections half the time, I don't think.
Yeah. No, the deflections are. Yeah, I think you have to. I have a feeling deflections are only like legitimate SWAT attempts at this point. So does that mean does the DL shed, is it the same? Like, or can people still do the nice little run stuffing sheds that they used to like last year?
Yeah, like the users?
Yeah.
That's still
okay. So that's why you got your TFLs, because now all those ones that you're shedding that were still falling forward just barely across the line are falling forward across the line. So, but I'm assuming you still got that nice little cap that if you go over a certain amount of TFLs in a year that you can't dev or something like that.
Yeah, we that'll only be for we talked about that. That's only for like middle linebackers still. It still remains for middle linebackers. If a defensive lineman gets it, then they get it. Like whatever. Because we can't control if we're not using a defensive tackle and they get 27 tackles for loss. Like can't prevent them from deving.
Sense. That's a good idea. I like the new admin team's decision. I'm glad I'm not there anymore. I mean, I mean, I'm glad they are taking over so well.
right. Anyways, let's quickly go through some of these. I don't even know what they are. I sent out in the thing. I wanted everybody's power rankings. I was going to piece them all together and see what the consensus was. And like 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like I got like 7 people's power rankings. So I don't really have. Not really able to do that right now since we just threw this together. Thoughts on the state of the gameplay? I kind of went over that. It's just so hit or miss game to game. Like one game might be a slugfest, and then the next game there's like no defense whatsoever, and everything's open, and there's no block shed. And I like a lot of the stuff. I like a lot of the tackling animations. I like a lot of the catches in traffic. I like. Most of the passing angles are nice. I like that you can't roam the whole field, even though it's killing me right now.
No more 98 speed safety, just like flying everywhere, like we had last Madden.
He was a monster. It does. We say that. I swear to God, we say this every single Madden, but it does seem like the speed is massively nerfed this year. It does seem like that right now, but. The rosters aren't stacked and everything yet.
Did you change the speed threshold, or is it
The
still what
speed
it was?
threshold is currently at 47, which actually helps speed.
Huh.
But in theory, however, if you go back, I actually complained about it at the end of my dice game. Kamara outran um, my safety, who has 4 speed on him, and it was like the safety's up here, Kamara's here. I had the angle, and he like just slows down for no reason, and Kamara
What
takes off and beats him. And then Michael Thomas did the same thing.
what's your safety's stamina or endurance,
It was
whatever?
it was the second play of the game.
No? Well, even then, if it's like really
So
crappy stamina, like apparently like
I doubt it is.
speed can just
He's
mean top
that
speed, right?
safety's very good, so he's like
Okay.
85 overall. So he's not going to be bad at. But anyways, yeah, that's my
Yeah.
initial thoughts on the gameplay. Top rookies so far, I don't even know. Thinking about it, I had to look into it.
I'll give you one quick tip
I
on your.
know Jim's doing pretty good with Stroud. What?
So like, do you notice that like all your players like kind of seem like you're getting outran, or
No, it's just
is it
random.
just that one
It's completely
safety?
random
Okay.
because it
I was gonna.
happened I had the exact same situation later in the game,
Hmm.
and Amari Cooper is faster than his safety, Tyrann Mathieu, and it was like the same angle and everything, and he chased him
Okay,
down and was
same
able to
angle.
tackle him.
I was gonna say get DX tweak and change your dead zones, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I used to have that problem like where like sometimes like the guys wouldn't run quite as fast as they should while they were getting outrun.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just because the dead zone for certain controllers, especially PlayStation controllers on the system, because my PC games are designed for Microsoft. So the PlayStation ones, sometimes you'd actually have to just shrink the dead zone a little bit so you're actually hitting your corners because you weren't actually hitting your
Hmm.
corners properly by default, like on the exact corners, just because the circle it's still a Microsoft circle, so it's still slightly out of the range of your controller. And that by shrinking it, it allows you to hit those corners. It makes it a little bit more sensitive, but you're hitting full power on the corners. So anyway,
Oh yeah,
just
good
just
to know.
thought. I'm obviously I'm using a PlayStation 2, so I'll see what it's like for me if I'm getting outrun, and I'll let you know.
Yep. Yeah, I'll have to get back to you on top rookies because I'm not really sure. MVP right now is probably Mahomes because he's got ridiculous
Yep.
numbers and the Chiefs have the second best record in the league. Let's see. Rising coaches on next gen, enjoyment of next gen gameplay compared to previous. There are a lot of things I like that I've gone over. I do like that it's a new game for once, and we're not just playing the same game over and over. So I like the new challenges that we're all facing.
Same playbooks though. I did notice that briefly. I was like looking at them like, oh,
Yeah,
exactly the same plays.
they look pretty similar. I think there's a couple of new plays. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people are still getting like I've just used the 49ers playbook. I haven't even tried to look at other ones. Just going with what I know.
Mm-hmm.
Rising coaches on next gen, like we talked about that a little, or I
Yep.
talked about that a little bit in the standings. Cody's gone very good. What's his face? Skittles doing very good. I think Parker will be good. Then you got the new guys, Jim and
Mm-hmm. Go.
Go Blue, both doing very good. Cody said, "What the f is happening this Madden?" Well, and so some nights are
No
stressful.
winning.
People are on edge. Like there's some games like they go into the game they're already expecting the worst. I haven't really felt like the only game I got aggravated with was that game I had against Dice with the Saints, just because of the speed stuff. I was just like, this doesn't make any sense. What's happening right now? And the game against Jake I had was just dumb because he was just shotgun handoff up the middle, and my defensive line just separated like the Red Sea. Oh, let's see. Will the lights be too bright for all these new fellas in the playoffs? I don't know. See, I don't think that's the case. I think it's the opposite. When a new person comes in, I think they don't have the pressure.
Yep.
Because so like whenever I think back to myself, the very first Madden, I didn't know any of you guys very well, and I went to every Super Bowl and won 4 of them, and I didn't really feel like pressured or anything in any of them. But then
Nope.
once I know everybody and I've gotten to know everybody, and then everybody like puts pressure on you, like oh Durham's the best, blah blah blah, and then like they put the pressure on you when you won that Super Bowl, and Brock when he won a Super Bowl, and then Pax when he won all the Super Bowls. Like now you feel the pressure, so then you go into the playoffs and you're sweating and you got anxiety, and so I think
Yeah,
it's the opposite.
I agree. My Super Bowl win, I had no pressure in that whole one because I'm like, I'm just happy to even be here,
Right.
much less go. And then I got to the end and I'm playing Seymour and I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be here. This is great. And then my repeat when I think I was playing Brock, it was just like, oh crap, I can't.
Yeah.
This is my last. I want to stay undefeated. I don't
Yeah.
want to ever lose a Super Bowl.
That's when you get the tight butthole.
Yeah, and I lost. So
Exactly. What are your thoughts on people rage quitting the league or whining after every loss but staying quiet during the wins? This is just what I said about people being on edge. So after some of the losses, people are just some people are aggravated while they're winning. Like I beat Jake, and that was the dumbest game I've ever played. Like that's not the issue with some, and there's just so many issues. If Madden put out a good playable game that uses the graphics card and didn't have to worry about lag input issues, didn't have all these things, then it'd be a lot different experience. But I think right now people are just on edge anyways, and then when stuff don't go their way, and it's a new game, trying to get used to a new game at the same time, it's just tough.
And it's nothing new. Like I think every single Madden, regardless of how good it's been or how bad it's been, there's always going to be certain people who will always complain when they're losing and be completely silent when they're winning. That's just how some people are. That people don't like to lose, and when they start losing, they're going to be mad because they feel like they should always be winning. And so
my issue.
This is life in online gaming. People are always going to be upset when they lose, and unfortunately, when there are Madden problems, it just exacerbates it, which is the big issue. You kind of want it to just be at that regular level where you have the normal little complaints in the chat of when they're losing, like, oh, why didn't that shouldn't have happened. But when it's like glitches causing something, then it's when things get to the rage quitting.
Well, I'm aggravated anyways going into these games because I have no sound. I can't get the sound to work on the game. It won't come through my speakers. And then I finally got it to come through like this little earpiece. And then yesterday, right when me and Jake were kicking off, mine and his sound both stopped working. Because he messaged me that his sound stopped and my sound stopped at the same time. So like the sound issue, and then I can't. Not only can I not face cam stream, which I enjoyed doing, especially during the regular season, because it's fun to just talk to people while I'm playing. I can't even stream. so that's just a huge L that aggravates me because I like for people to watch my game. I like people comment on my game. I like people to talk to me while I'm playing.
Yeah, we'll see how it runs for me. I have no idea. Like I know even just in practice,
some people can do it fine.
Yeah,
like I think Jarrett's had no issues. Like Brock can't stream either. MHC can't stream. I think Mustang, he had one game with a lot of issues, but I think for the most part, I think he's able to stream and everything. Jake was able to stream our game, and I think it streamed fine. But anyways, real quick, I will just go through people's Super Bowl predictions. So we've got an Eagles pick, which the Eagles picked. I'll go ahead and tell you. Pax picks Pax, big shock. Giants pick the Giants, big shock. We actually here's one where somebody's actually picking somebody else. We've got a Chiefs pick. Ravens, so somebody's got Soup in there. Somebody else has Soup in there, and Codfish has the New Orleans Saints and Dice winning the Super Bowl. Interesting.
Knowing absolutely nothing about anything except for what we've just gone over in the last hour, I'm going to pick Soup as well.
Yeah, the NFC is just.
You're welcome, Soup.
The only real Super Bowl historical franchise or historical coach in the NFC is a Fetto. Well, MHC and a Fetto, and then Synax are the only ones in the NFC. Everybody else in the AFC, but those three are all kind of struggling. So the NFC is pretty wide open. So Woe and Dice, and then if VBank ever gets one, those are probably the favorites in the NFC. But yeah, most people have Soup as number one. Yeah, everybody has Soup as number one in the power rankings. So Soup, Woe, Dark, Cody, Blue.
I'm glad to see Tyrant's doing well again because after his time off, coming back, being a
Yep.
commissioner again and winning with the Jets team.
Yep. We got Tyrant back. You're back. Feto's back. At least the old gang is getting back together.
Yeah.
For now.
But
For
no.
now.
Yeah. Admin team staying the same. Smithy and Brock stay yellow buddies.
They'll be yellow. Both do great jobs. Brock's been a great addition to the gang. Anyways, went about 10 minutes more than I wanted to. I've got to get my daughter. She's doing concession stand at the football game tonight, and I have to go to a meeting for our Little League basketball as a vice president of the youth league.
You'll be president soon, man. I believe in you.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to at all. I help the guy that runs it, and that is enough for me. I don't have any kids left in the league. Everybody else that helps run the league still has kids in the league. My kid's been out of the league for 2 years in middle school.
Maybe you should be president then, because you're the only one who can be objective.
Right, maybe. Anyways, it is great to have you back. Excited for AGS to have you back. Excited for AGS in general. Hopefully, Madden will eventually, or EA will eventually fix this damn game and optimize it so that nobody has any more issues, but I doubt it.
Yep, and glad that your painful search for an OG replacement just failed miserably for the last 6 months or however long it's been. Allowed me to step.
Yeah, I've only had one OG since, and it was Mustang. Yeah, but anyways, hopefully here in a week or so we can have a longer. Well, I guess it's going to end up being pretty long, anyways. But we'll have another OG, maybe for a playoff preview or something.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, I'm not going to be like the super active as I used to be, but I'll be here for what's important.
That's all we need. That's all we need. Anyways, welcome back, Gum. Let's go AGS.